everybody, and welcome to Horror Film Lovers. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody. This is going to be a solo review since it's Solo Saturday. Basically, I'm going to do a review of a movie, and this week I went to see Countdown. Not my favorite movie of the year, honestly. And I'll kind of go more into that. But also, I'll be talking a little bit about the app that we have for it because I tried it. Color Me Curious, it does kind of say it's for entertainment purposes only. So they were, making sure people knew that this was a fictional app, that it was not real. But I did try it, and did it work? Did it not work? I guess we'll talk about that in a second. So first of all, the review of the film. To kind of go into like the storyline quickly, basically, the whole movie is about a app that basically tells you when you're gonna die. And so this one girl checks it out, and it says she has like 3 hours to live or something like that. Like basically, she would be done the party, then go home, and then she's gonna die. And so she ends up breaking the terms of agreement on the app, and because she was supposed to die in a car crash, and she ends up getting killed by the demon or whatever. Anyway, but her boyfriend, I guess, was curious about the app. I don't know why. Like, once you know your girlfriend died because of the app, why would you try it out? I don't know. But anyway, so he tells this nurse. She ends up going out and trying the app, and ends up also having like almost 3 days to kind of figure this out. All along, there's like a lot of subplots and other stuff. Honestly, it wasn't that good of a movie. I did not like it. It was kind of annoying at times. I would say if you're like a fan of PG-13 horror, which a lot of people are not these days, except, even kids, I think, would rather see a rated R horror movie than some of these PG-13 horror films out there. It is just kind of boring. It's like The Ring meets Final Destination, and I bet that's like how they kind of pitched it. The Ring meets Final Destination. The problem is, like, Final Destination was fun because, like, you never knew when the stuff was gonna attack you or something. Like, it was like you were on the edge of your seat. You didn't have this like countdown. You had no idea when it was going to happen. So any kind of movement would be scary. The problem with a movie like Countdown is you know, like, you're going to die then, right? So there's moments where, like, I guess the demon or whatever is attacking the people. And it just makes absolutely no sense because it says like they still have like 6 hours or something before their death, yet this thing would come into their, come in and attack them throughout. It's just, it's dumb. It is one of the dumbest parts of the whole movie. But with that being said, the concept could have been a lot cooler. I just think the execution was dumb. I think if they had just said, they just had an app that told you the time you were going to die, like close to it, because I think the countdown part is what kills it, because technically, I guess you'd be just worried about that time, and then they had to kind of throw in some suspense because it got boring, right? Like, just knowing the time that you're going to die is not enough. You have to have like things that jump out at you. There's a lot of jump scares. Was not a fan of the jump scares, honestly. There was a lot of stuff, period, that I wasn't a fan of the humor. I thought the humor was dumb. The whole movie is just it was just kind of one letdown. I was really excited because I love that idea of an app that kills you. Like, one of my favorite lines in all of like Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like, how does a phone kill you? And here's a whole movie that tries to actually do that. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be fun. It would be really hilarious if Kristen Bell or one of those actors were in it, because like as like cameo or something, like maybe the first person who died or whatever. But it did bring up a great topic of like, do we really want to know when our death is? And some people are curious about that, but that goes to the whole thing. And then somebody created an app. So let me go into the app. I'm gonna give this movie 2.5 stars. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like the worst movie of all time. It just wasn't that good. 2.5 out of 5. I would recommend it to somebody who's seeing it on like Netflix or Amazon, or gets it for like $1 or $2 on Redbox. Like literally, that's the only way. HBO, whatever it is, that you can see it basically for free or very cheap. Don't go to the theaters. This is not a theater movie. This should not have been in the theater. This honestly should have been directed in DVD or directed to streaming. So let's go to the app. The app itself was created by a fan, I believe. It wasn't even created like by the company. I mean, I could be wrong. So if I am, understand, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. But I had heard it was a fan who created it. So if I'm wrong, I just heard it wrong. I didn't do a lot of research on it. But I do know that, like, I tried it, and it said I had 22 years. So look, or 22 years, almost 23 years. If I die in, 23 years or whatever, then that it was true. Because what was kind of cool about it was that you set up, they tell you, you're all set up, gives you the countdown. Then if you delete it, which in the movie you can't delete the app, but if you delete it in real life, it'll actually come back. Like you get the same amount. You don't have to redo anything. It literally starts you back off where you were, and that's kind of creepy. So if you want to see some cool countdown app reviews, go to YouTube. Also, like, you're on YouTube, but go check out the app reviews because they are freaking hilarious. Some of the people have a lot of fun with that. There was one guy that actually, I guess, it counted down to 0, and then it looked like it did nothing, which is kind of boring. I mean, it would have been cool if it does something by the end of 0, like does at least something to scare you, but it literally does nothing. It just counted down to 0. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool. It's a neat little gimmick. But all in all, it is not that great of a movie. I don't see them being a sequel. They set up for a sequel, which kind of, like, I just don't see, because, like, I think it said, like, Countdown 2.0, which was the, what is it, the upgraded app at the end. It's not, I don't think this movie is needs a sequel. However, if it gets a sequel, maybe the sequel will be better. I'm just hoping that it'll be funnier, because that was one thing that bothered me, is it was not very funny, and it tried so hard to be funny. And then B, it'll be scarier, because it really wasn't that scary. There were jump scares, and those to me are just the one of the cheapest, easiest ways to try to scare people. Horror does it all the time. So it's just kind of annoying. I'm not a big fan of jump scares. I just, like I said, I think it's just too easy. But all in all was said, Countdown was not a great movie. So I would suggest, if you're going to go see a movie right now, wait for Dr. Sleep. I think Dr. Sleep is out right now. Or wait for another horror film that's going to come out. Or see something on Netflix or Amazon, Tubi. I mean, whatever. There's a million ways to watch horror these days. I would do it there, because honestly, I was not a fan of this movie. So all in all, I would suggest that, seeing something else, or seeing it for free if you get a chance. I got to see it semi for free. I'm part of the Regal Unlimited I'm saying that not as a sponsorship or anything, but like literally that's just is how I'm getting to these movies now, is I'm paying $18 and getting to watch unlimited movies. So it's a really good deal, and I'm going to be able to go see a lot more horror films. So that's my plan is, when a new horror film is out, especially big ones, I'll go and I'll give them a review. As I said, we're doing a review of Doctor Sleep coming up. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be awesome. Also, I think we got a review of The Drone that'll be out after this one. And then also I'm going to be doing a review of Annabelle Comes Home, the newest Annabelle movie, which I have not seen yet. And I'm going to be watching in a few minutes, actually. So thank you guys for checking this out. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. And if you really like what you've been seeing so far, subscribe. Check this stuff out because I think you really enjoy it. I'm going to be this is a solo Saturday show, but after that, I will be doing more stuff with people, a lot with my buddy Paul Presenza, who's my co-host for Indie Film Cafe. I know him and Lenore and I just did The Drone. I think we're doing Doctor Sleep as well together. So we're going to be doing a couple other reviews for horror films and stuff, and other people, other friends and whatnot. We're going to be doing more stuff, so keep checking out with that. All right, well, hope you guys enjoy this. Have a good one. Bye.